Hi, it's Caitlin and I'm here with a new collection from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This is the part 2 of the Elden Ring collection. So part 1 came out in June and I was obsessed with those polishes. And now we have more Elden Ring inspired polishes. So if you're like an Elden Ring kind of fan, then hopefully you'll be excited by this release. But it's also just beautiful generally, regardless of what you do or don't like. These polishes will be available on the Bee's Knees Lacquer website as well as from their stockists on July 19th. And they will be available for pre-order for 1 week through the 28th. They will also have some overpours of past mysteries. So I will include all of those details down in the description below. But I'm just really excited to get into the swatches, so let's do it. We shall commence the swatching with Cuz. This one is inspired by the little pot in Jarberg. I was going to say Yarberg, but if it's referencing a pot, I'm going to guess it has to do with jars. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But this is what Bee's Knees is calling their Gossamer formula. It's a sheer grungy yellow with strong pink to gold to green microflake shimmer. So here's a note that the Gossamer formula will not reach full opacity without a blurring base or undies. This is one of my personal favorites in terms of formulas from Bee's Knees Lacquer, and I am not using any blurring base or undies. I'm just going to show it as it is, and then I will show it on my thumb with the Phantom blurring base coat for anyone who's curious how it layers. So on its own in 3 coats, I do think it has good coverage. It's super even, really beautiful, very shifty. And here I'm just using 1 layer of the Phantom blurring base coat. And then we're gonna do 2 coats of Cuz. I just love how buttery the Bee's Knees Lacquer formula is, and this one's no exception. It's just gorgeous, and of course I'm going to be topping off all of these swatches with the Bee's Knees Lacquer I'm Very Fast Quick Dry Top Coat. It works like a charm, doesn't seem to get too thick either, which I really appreciate. Over time it maintains its consistency quite well, and you can see that this formula is quite shiny on its own, but top coat obviously just makes it even more beautiful. This one is called Obnoxious Trumpet Sounds, and that's a funny name. It's a really beautiful pale gray with gold to green shimmer and a ton of hollow flakes. It's inspired by the Capitol, and this is so pretty. Like, this is another one of the polishes that I love so much. I absolutely was blown away by the shifts in these little tiny flakes, which you'll see better momentarily. But on its own, this one is sheer, but it will still build up relatively opaque in 3 coats. If not, you could definitely layer it, but these are the kinds of polishes that I just love to wear on their own. It does dry quite glossy also on its own, but of course use a top coat and that will only further enhance the hollow flakes in here, which are very cute and small and rainbowy. You are now looking at Lost Grace, and that one's a sheer grape purple with strong gold to green to blue micro flake shimmer. This one is really gorgeous and pretty and super unique in my opinion. It's just got a really gorgeous look to it. I love the base color, which definitely will build up the more coats you apply, so I'm obviously going to show this in 3. And those little flakes in there, they just are so shifty and pretty. I really do like microflake shimmer. I think it's fun when you kind of see the shimmer particles. This one's just really grungy also, even though it's not really described as that. It's kind of giving like a grungy vibe. This one will dry down a little bit dull, but one layer of top coat smoothed it out for me. It also made it fully glossy, and you definitely want that to bring out the shimmer and just make it look extra pretty. Moving along, we have Goddess of Rot, which might seem familiar because we did have a Queen of Rot polish back in the April polish pickup. They are both inspired by Millennia, who I assume is some sort of character maybe in Elden Ring, and this one is different. I've got a little side-by-side at the end of this polish swatching segment, so you can see them. They're super different, but this one's a wine base loaded with strong gold to green to blue shimmer. And I do think a wine base is the perfect description for this. Probably, I don't know, like a Sauvignon Blanc. I don't know. I don't drink wine. No, that's a white wine. Okay. I'm clearly showing how little I know about wine. Pinot Noir. I really don't even know. Cabernet, I don't know. Maybe Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm not sure. Anyway, Goddess of Rot is beautiful. It looks like wine I've seen in a glass at some point. And this has a beautiful formula, definitely opaque on that third coat. And it's just so pretty and shifty, as you're going to see. Definitely use a top coat to enhance the shine and just make it look as gorgeous as possible. Definitely take note of all the shifts in this one because they are plentiful. This is really like vampy but bright at the same time. I absolutely love everything about this polish, and it's a beauty. This one is called FFS, and it's inspired by that one trap that transports you to the crystal mine. This one's a rusty reddish brown with glowy blue shimmer, and this is another beautiful polish. I think it is like quintessentially Beast Knees lacquer. I don't know what about it, but it's like the color combination is so Beast Knees lacquer in the best possible way. And the formula is lovely. This one does get pretty much opaque on that third coat, and yeah, it's just beautiful, really shifty, and I haven't seen this kind of color combination yet or before, so I think it's quite unique. Of course, I'm going to recommend top coat because it does dry a tiny bit dull, but the top coat will make it super glossy and super pretty. This one, I like everything in this collection, so this is another top pick for sure. Now we're going to take a look at Dancing Queens, which is inspired by the Scariest Dancing Ladies. This is the failed Minora from the Heartless Hunter collection. This is like, it's reborn from the ashes. The pigment that they had, and I did swatch that in my Heartless Hunter video, the pigment was kind of busted and didn't work, the magnetic pigment, but it's back, it's better than ever, it's beautiful, and I'm going to show it magnetized with a variety of different sort of effects, so you can just see how pretty it is. This is described as a nude with larger particle silver magnetic shimmer, and they do want to note that this is actually not the same magnetic shimmer seen in Skyfire, which people lost their minds for, and I lost my mind for. I don't remember what the collection was. I think it was the May collection. So it's stunning, it's beautiful, it's incredible. Also, I actually was really happy with the coverage in 2 coats. I did 1 coat unmagnetized and then another coat magnetized, and did this sort of velvet effect, and I'm fully obsessed with it. I think it's so beautiful. The color is really elegant, and when you get that magnetic shift, it's just totally wild. So if you're a fan of magnetics, do not miss this one. And now for another stunning magnetic, we have Crabs is Bugs, and this one is inspired by Sarah's other crustacean nemesis. It's a green leaning gray with fine particle magnetic silver hollow shimmer. And there's a note that the finer particle of this hollow magnetic shimmer gives it a better hollow flame, and just based on some other hollow magnetics I've used, like from Cirque Colors, I would agree this one is probably the strongest linear hollow magnetic I have tried to date. And whether or not you magnetize it, it's also stunning. So this is another one that you can wear any which way and it's going to look absolutely phenomenal. And thankfully, when I swatched this, I think, yes, it was a sunny day, so I was able to grab swatches of this outside in direct sunlight, and it's incredible. So anyway, I'm kind of doing mostly like a cat eye magnetic effect on these two nails, and then I did do sort of like a velvet effect on my pinky. So you're gonna get a load of that. I really am fully obsessed with this polish. It's best, I think, in 3 just because it is sheer. You know, building it up just gives more hollow and makes it even prettier. And of course you will want top coat because top coat will enhance the holographic effect even further. And I do always try to hold the magnet over the top coated polish just because it just helps to further keep everything in place. This one is called Placidu-suuux. I'm probably butchering that, but it's inspired by the only boss that Tim never beat. This one is a sandy tan lion cousin with pink to gold shimmer and a ton of hollow flakes. This one is super pretty, really nice if you're into sort of a more neutral nail. The shimmer is strong, the hollow is strong, and with my skin tone, it's like definitely in the nudie category. It's just really pretty. The formula is fantastic. As you can see, it builds up really nicely in 3 coats, and it does dry down a tiny bit dull. So I recommend using a glossy top coat to enhance the shine and just make sure that hollow sparkles to high heavens. So here you can see it looking gorgeous, glossy, and you can see the shimmer in here. It's really prominent, really strong, as is the hollow. And last but not least, I can't believe we're already at the end of this video, we have Elden Beast, and this one is a smoky plum lion cousin with gold to green shimmer and a ton of hollow flakes. This one's a really nice kind of vampy option for anyone who likes vampy polishes, which is me. I like vampy polishes, and I love this one in particular. The formula is fantastic. You could leave it in 2 if you do thicker coats, or, you know, if you need 3, you might need 3, but I was actually pleasantly surprised by the performance of this one in 2 coats. It does dry dull, so definitely use a good glossy top coat. the Bee's Knees Lacquer top coat will do the trick. So slap some of that on there, and yeah, enjoy this one because it is really pretty. I truly love this entire collection. I love part 1 and I'm loving part 2. I really like so many polishes in this part 2 collection, but my 2 favorites are Goddess of Rot. I could drink this polish. I'm just looking at it again in the bottle. It's beautiful in the bottle and it's beautiful on the nail. And I love these like grungy polishes from Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this one is fantastic. The other polish that I just love so much is Obnoxious Trumpet Sounds. It's so pretty, and I love the shimmer in there and like the little different flakes. They're really tiny, and of course there's like hollow, so I really like that one. So let me know in the comments what you think of part 2. Let me know if you're planning on picking anything up. I do have a note here that I don't think there's like a full collection option, but you know, they have a discount. I think there's gonna be like 15% off the site. So I guess that's it for me in this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of part 2, if I didn't already ask you to do that, and have a great day wherever you are. Bye.